This is Nick Thompson in Louisville, Kentucky, a bankruptcy and foreclosure attorney. How do you get a 725 credit score while you're in bankruptcy or after bankruptcy? You know, bankruptcy is not the kiss of death to your credit score. If you go through a foreclosure, it'll be 3 to 7 years before you can buy a house. Essentially, FHA, VA, Kentucky Housing Corporation will require you to wait 3 years after a foreclosure to buy a house. But if you file bankruptcy, you may actually be able to buy a house while you're in a Chapter 13 and you've paid on that Chapter 13 and your debts on time for a year. Or you can buy a house 2 years after discharge, and they'll ignore the prior bankruptcy in granting you a mortgage. While people have been in a Chapter 13, I've had them actually work on their credit and get their credit scores up to 725. And I've had people who, within a year or so after they've gotten a discharge in a Chapter 7, got their credit scores at 725 or more. There are 5 basic things that you want to look at or that you want to make sure that you do while you're in a bankruptcy or after a bankruptcy to improve your credit score. Number one, don't apply for so many pieces of credit at different places. Every time you apply for credit, your credit score drops just a little bit. I know that places are happy to hand out a t-shirt or a travel mug in order to get your application for their bank AmeriCard, for their bank card or their department store card. But they may or may not approve you for that. And every time you apply for credit, it lowers your credit score. So be very particular about where you apply for credit. Number 2, be sure that you have several different types of credit. A lot of people will just have a credit card, maybe pay cash for their car, or they'll have a car loan, but they'll have no credit card loans. By having an installment card, by having a revolving department store type of card, by having a car loan, and by having a mortgage, you'll more quickly catch your credit back up after you've filed bankruptcy or after you've had credit problems. The third thing is you, of course, want to pay for your credit on time. And by paying your credit on time, you will develop a history of on-time payments and your credit score will climb up. Also, if you have a credit card, the longer you have that credit card, you pay for it on time, the higher your credit score will be. There are some people that have had their credit card for several years, and because they've had their student loans and they've had that student loan paid on time for several years. It's the depth of credit as well as the breadth of credit that helps you to reestablish your 720, your credit score above 720. You can qualify for a mortgage down at a 625 or a 630 credit score. But to get the very best rates, you want to get that credit score above 700 if you can. And you far more easily qualify for a mortgage if you get your credit score above 700. Our website has a page entitled How to Get a 725 Credit Score After Bankruptcy. Be sure to look at that page if you're wanting to rehabilitate your credit after you have gone through bankruptcy. And be sure to take a look at our website and be sure to download our book that tells you step by step how to manage and process your bankruptcy for the most good to you. I'm Nick Thompson. If you have a question about bankruptcy, you're thinking about filing here in the Louisville area, pick up the phone. We're happy to give you an appointment and look over the website and download our book. Thank you.